Hey everybody, it's me, Ryan here, and with me is James. We decided we're going to do a little something different this time. Instead of doing a game, why not give you a story? I mean, everybody likes stories, so why not?
During the whole year that I was going with the deployment, one of them was, so we got two guys in my company, Cruzy and Mills. Well, over there, we lived in connexes. Well, the three of us, all our connexes were up on the second level.
What exactly is a connex?
So think of a train cart.
Okay.
It's just like that, the big old metal frame.
Okay.
It's a shipping container. Basically the same thing.
Okay.
So, and there's two people to each one. Unless you're an E7 or higher, then you get your own. So we all have ours on the second floor, and there's this metal grating.
If you're wondering what that noise is, it's the dogs playing in the background.
Yeah, they can't contain themselves. Anyways, metal grating, right, to walk on to get to your connex. Well, if you're not familiar with it, it's very loud when you walk on it, so you have to be very, very careful when you're stepping to try and not make noise, because we were all working overnights. And Mills is about, I'd give it 5'10", and he's about 220 pounds of pure muscle. And Cruzy, we call him the bear. Dude's at least 6'1" and pushing a good 280. Dude's massive. He plays rugby. He's just a big dude. So you can imagine that it'd be hard for them not to make noise walking across this grate. So we just get off shift. We're all tired, and we're going to our connex. Well, apparently they were being a little loud because they're tired. They're not wanting to worry about being quiet walking across it.
I mean, understandable. It's probably late at night or in the morning.
There's this guy, probably about maybe 5'8". I'd give him 190 at the heaviest. He's probably about 170.
Okay.
Just gets woken up apparently from them. And he decides, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to yell at him. So he goes up, knocks on Mills' door, and he starts yelling at Perkison, Mills' roommate, and he's like, dude, it wasn't even me who was doing it, it was Mills. So Mills comes up, and he's going off on Mills, wanting to fight him. Not knowing Mills is a amateur MMA fighter.
Ooh.
And then Cruzy hears it because he's right across from the hall, so he opens up the door, and the dude recognizes him, so he's going off on both of them. And so you got Mills on one side of him, and Cruzy on the opposite side, so he's mixed in between these two, and he's going off on him oh, you want to fight, blah, 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 blah. And me, Perk, my roommate Ririk, Mackie, and a few of our guys are just opening up our doors and just watching it, because we're like, please fight this dude on a metal grate. So think of a cheese grater type feeling.
Ooh. And
he's going up against two guys that are way bigger and stronger than he is. We're like, please keep egging our two guys on to fight you, because we want to see it so bad. Sadly,
if he gets dragged across that's gonna cut him up.
Sadly, he chickens out at the very end and walks off. And at that point, you can just hear everyone watching just be like, oh, because we wanted to see it so bad. It's so funny. And
Beast wants in on this.
A lot of the guys over there because their culture, they have no personal space problems.
Really?
So they'll be right up, literally right up on you.
Okay.
And no problem at all. So, and they'll hold hands. Guys will hold hands over there, and it's not a there's a lot of they're open about being gay too.
Overseas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially one of them called John John.
John John.
let's just say he had the hots for my squad leader.
I think that might be a story for another time.
Yeah. I will give you an appropriate story about John John. So this is just John John himself. He literally, from, they can't see it, but from you to maybe where the beginning of that road is.
Okay, so probably about a good 50 feet.
50 feet, yeah. We'll go 50 feet.
Okay.
He'll just start running up to the gate to where we are. And when he gets here, he'll go like this. He'll high five you. He'll high five the other guy. He'll get through that area, go on to the next section, jog in, high five the next person, high five the. He'll literally high five every single person in there.
That's 200 people,
Like,
give or take.
well, at the working shifts, there's probably about 12.
Okay.
The dude's like very energetic, very open, but it's also because he is a transgender. Like he dresses up more feminine, and he's gay, so he doesn't want people to think, I guess, negative, like think that is bad. So he's a very positive person. Well, he was also a bus driver.
Oh God.
Hilarious. So, like I told you before, he had the hots for my squad leader.
Mhm.
Squad leader, he's the typical manly man that you,
Beef jerky beer. Yeah.
6+ feet, about 200 and maybe 220 pounds, muscly, macho dude.
Okay.
And he's walking back from the gym one day, and he stops off at the bus station waiting to grab a bus to take him back to the barracks so he can go to bed. Well, lo and behold, John John's working that part of the night because he had off. But he stops for him. Now, they have a regular route that they're supposed to take. Well, John John was going the opposite way of the barracks. Anyway, so my squad leader, right, he stops at the bus station to get a ride back to the barracks. Well, like I said, you got the green bus and the blue bus.
One was coming, one was going, and the other one was.
So the green bus goes from the gym to the PX, which is our store. The blue one goes from the gym to the barracks. Well, John John was working the green bus, but he saw my squad leader standing out there, so he stops. He's like, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm going back to the barracks." He's like, "All right, get in. I'll take you straight there," even though
God.
he wasn't supposed to. And he did that multiple times throughout the deployment. And every single time he'd come through and see him, he'd wave at Sam McBride. But yeah, that's my funny work story since that was my job for the past year. My old job, 7-Eleven, I used to work with a character, let me tell you. She was my one of the assistant managers working there.
Is this the story I think you're talking about?
It's probably not that story because
Okay.
that's not appropriate.
Okay, just want to make sure.
But it's the very first time I ever met her. Like, she wasn't even working at the store at the time. She was working at a different store. So I see her come in. She's wearing a 7-Eleven shirt, so I know that she's a worker. And I'm making fresh coffee at the time. And she walks by, and this is literally the very first words she says to me. She doesn't even know me, except for my name, apparently. She walks by, she looks at me, she's like, "Fuck you, Jimmy, and your couch," and walks off. Yeah, I just got like the coffee grinds holder in my hand and the coffee pot in my other hand. I just like flabbergasted. Like, usually I'm pretty good with like making up comebacks and whatnot, but that just left me speechless, and my jaw was like dropped. I was just like, that just happened.
Wasn't this like back in like 2012, 2012, 2013, where it was like fuck you and your couch?
Yeah, so I started that job 2 years after I started my first job, so...
I think that would be about 2012, 2013.
Junior year was about 2009 to
No, junior.
No,
junior
2010.
2011.
So I started that job, around 2012, 2013.
Yeah, because that's when I remember most people just saying like "fuck you" in your couch.
Yeah. So that was the very first time, and she ended up being my favorite coworker.
I wonder why.
Well, the reason why is the latest story.
Where would I do that? I'm pretty sure people at home could probably might figure that out.
Yeah. And if you can't, ask your parents.
Or you'll know when you get older. Pretty much.
I've had some pretty fun ones. Like my last. Alright, so the job I had after 7-Eleven, because my jobs went from. My very first one was Rallies. I worked there for a little over 2 years. It was about maybe 2.5 years, off and on. And I worked for 7-Eleven after that for 2 years. And then the third job I had was almost, it was just like a couple months shy of 2 years, because I ended up having to leave for the deployment with the Army National Guard. And so this job, third job, I call it that because it was owned by multiple companies. It started off as Jacobson Company, then it moved on to I can't remember. It was a long, weird name. And then the third company was XPO Logistics, before they eventually lost contract, and then Schnucks gave the contract to Penske while I was overseas.
So pretty much it just sounded like they were just like buying off of each other constantly.
Well,
one job, but like three different.
They didn't. Penske didn't really do it. So the company itself was buying, like selling the business and giving it to someone else. Where that company still had the contract under Schnucks. It was just changing company names.
Yeah.
But this last time, instead of the company changing names, that same company lost the contract. Schnucks took the contract away from them and gave it to Penske.
Gotcha.
But anyways, that job, the guy who helped get me the job, Josh, I'm real good friends with him. I actually did some, like I used to sell him alcohol when I was working at 7-Eleven. And, but anyways, it was him. We call this other guy Skippy as his nickname. His real name is Thomas.
Okay.
But he likes to go by Skippy. Me, Josh, Skippy, and two other guys, I forgot their names, Mark and another one, all go out to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, that place is so good.
Very good. We all get our normal foods, we all get our own wings, have our beers, having a good time, right? All co-workers, just talking about the work day. Well, Mark decides he wants to get an order of Blazing or whatever the hottest flavor of wings.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
And he gets 7 of them. Well, there's 7 of us, so there's one more. I just can't remember the 7th guy. Well, one of the guys that I couldn't remember the name of decided he didn't want one. So everyone got one, and there was one extra one. So in order for us to decide who gets that last one, which would be their second wing, we all picked numbers.
Okay.
1 through 6.
Wait, was the 7th guy included in the picking number?
No, because he absolutely did not want it. Like, he told us, no, he will not eat it.
Okay.
So we had to find, out of the 7 of us, who was going to eat it. So we all picked numbers 1 through 6, and then we had our waitress come up. We're like, all right, hey, we need you to pick a number 1 through 6, and whichever one you choose, that person has to eat this
last
wing. Well, it ended up being my buddy Josh Carroll that got me the job, and oh my gosh, like, I like hot food. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, oh, it's not that hot. I can eat a whole thing by myself. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, but how does your butt feel after that?
For me, eating that one was miserable. Like, it's doable, but it's miserable. Like, eyes watering, like mouth on fire kind of feeling.
See, here's the thing. I like hot foods a lot, okay? If it burns me a lot, I get a rush from that.
Oh no,
So
yeah.
so the hotter it is, so long as I don't end up in a hospital or dead, I enjoy it. I might be burning and just be like freaking out, but I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, it was still fun. But he ended up, he eats the first one. We all eat the first one, no problem at all. And then we're just sitting there. And I think he was drinking a, what are those called? It's the orange beers.
Shock Top?
Yeah, Shock Top. And he's drinking it, trying to get the pain go away because he didn't have any water or anything on him.
Alcohol ain't gonna fucking help.
No. So he's finally like, okay, I'm just gonna get it over it. So he grabs the second one and just starts chowing down, like pulling it off the bone and just really eating it. And
you would have been better off just eating a thing of ranch.
he gets it down. No sooner does he get it finished, he says, "Excuse me, I'm going to the bathroom." He books it into the bathroom and he apparently pukes his guts up from eating that.
Oh, I
second
thought you had to
one.
use the restroom.
Oh no, he ends up puking his guts up in there. And then he gets back and sits down, drinks his beer again, and we're all laughing because we knew exactly what he went in there to do. Because Skippy ended up doing that after eating the first one. And, oh man, it was so much fun. That next day was miserable. We were all using that bathroom all day.
That's it for now. If you like the stories, let us know. If you have anything you want us to talk about for like a story or something, like I said, if there's something you want us to talk about, Twitter, link down below. Just send me one. But thanks for everybody for listening in. Keep on gaming.